Channel, it's your boy Ronde here, and I'm back with another video. So in this video, I'll be going over any watches, warnings, and advisories that is currently issued all across the United States, as you guys can see on this map. So let's go ahead and get into it. First, I want to start off around my neck of the woods, or my state here in North Carolina. So I know roughly around this region right here, we're having like some strong winds. I don't know if they put wind advisories up. From when I look, I didn't see any. But regardless, it was windy conditions all around along the coast of North Carolina, probably elsewhere in North Carolina too. But I do know when I checked the map late last night after like 2 or something in the morning, basically this entire, that's like a horrible little circle there. Basically this entire little area, well not little area, large area right there, was in the blue for cooler weather. And then more so this region all the way down in the Florida was still in the light yellow orange area for warmer weather. So I mean, regardless, the cold front is making its way further east. Now we still have some spotted rain showers actually go across the state, North Carolina and potentially South Carolina too throughout the day, but it's supposed to pick up more along this area allegedly according to the radar. So let's see how true that is. It actually started raining about an hour or two earlier there than they expected. So and then up here towards this area, anybody that's more in this area, you guys are in the purple for freeze. I think that's freeze warnings. Let's just make sure that is correct, but that is freeze warnings. Yes, freeze warnings are in effect for you guys that's in like the dark purple areas all across this region, actually further more east this way. So you got freeze warnings right there, and in parts of parts of Virginia and all the way up into the northeast, some parts of the northeast, you guys are under freeze watches here in the blue, and then parts of Kentucky too is in freeze watches. Now and then you have like the northwestern part of North Carolina that's also in the freeze watches as well. Now there's look like there is a special weather statement that's issued for part of North Carolina. No, that's more of like the special weather statement, or hold on, I gotta just make sure the colors are kind of okay. It's a special weather statement for parts of North Carolina, or a good chunk of North Carolina. Increased fire danger this afternoon and evening in North Carolina, foothills, and Piedmont. So again, this is increased fire dangers this afternoon and evening in North Carolina and South and foothills and the Piedmont, excuse me guys. So that's what you guys gonna have to watch out for here in the Carolinas. Still at ongoing fire danger, regardless that there was supposed to be rain that did go more so this way and works his way east, but it probably wasn't enough. So you guys like in Charlotte, Winston-Salem, Hickory, Asheville, North Carolina, you all just still gonna have to be vigilant on fire danger. Also, there's been fires breaking out across the mountains in North Carolina, more like brush fires for the most part. And then you also have like red flag warnings taking place all the way down here in Georgia, like including Atlanta will have red flag warnings that is ongoing across those areas. And then we can just, while I'm over here, zoom in just a little bit. Now this part along the counties that's borders Tennessee and North Carolina, you guys are under freeze watches. Now those might get extended a little bit more, so that was horrible, more so towards Winston-Salem area and potentially Hickory, but I wouldn't be surprised if that do. But regardless, to tell you what, today's high in my area was more so 78, but it got really windy out of the blue, and then the temperature started going down, which telling me the cold front is moving more so this way towards the United States. So with that being said, let's go ahead and go further towards out west. Now we have in the central part of the United States, northern Texas, parts of Oklahoma. You can in this state right here, you have red flag warnings ongoing. So fire danger is pretty high across the United States, and more so up here too. If you guys live in any of these states in the pink, that is fire danger. So you're gonna have to watch out for those first. So regardless, most parts of the United States, this must be one of the most driest springs that we had across the United States in a long time. Now more so near the northeast, it seems pretty quiet. Don't see anything too out of the ordinary throughout here. Now let's go right here, because I see off the Outer Banks area, special marine warning. Yep, so my area more so in this area right here, You guys, basically the entire part of coastal North Carolina is facing special marine warning. So let's dive in a little bit into that one. Then there's also gale warnings that's in effect for parts of the Outer Banks. Beach hazard statement that's also being taken place anywhere from, let's say, Sneezeville or North Topsail all the way out to the Outer Banks. So basically this whole little line too, including Morehead City. You guys are also facing beach hazards, hazardous conditions along the beaches. So you guys just gonna be careful with that one. Now, special marine warning. Let's see. Wind gusts 34 knots or greater associated with post-tropical northerly surge. The source was the radar. So wind gusts 34 knots or greater associated with post-frontal northerly surge. So you guys just gotta watch out for those. Explains why it's been so windy. Let's see, scroll up a little bit. Actually, like the areas affected would be Cape Hatteras, Orcoke Inlet, North Carolina, Cape Lookout, North Carolina, Surf City, North Carolina, and then more. So goes more across there. So let's go ahead and head back. Moving, there's a little slow. Okay, you see what's the brown? Look like there's high winds watches in effect for Nevada, more so in these areas right here. High wind watches is in effect for Nevada. We have a freeze watch right here in this little area in the Midwest, and now most parts of California. Actually, California is pretty quiet. They was under a coastal flood advisory yesterday, but look like they took that away. Now, Northern California, Northeastern California, kind of along the border or the state line of Oregon, is under a freeze warning. So you guys are under freeze warning, so it might get cold. Now, I know this general region right here, the GFS and the European model was picking up on potential snow. Now, the GFS was all out doing it for all of this on snow, but the European model was saying that wasn't going to happen. So you're just going to have to keep a lookout on that. But for the most part, most parts of the United States is pretty quiet. Don't see anything too out of the ordinary. Just the East Coast have slightly more active as of right now from high winds and freeze warnings and watches that's currently taking place. Oh, it looks like we have freeze advisories as well in the darker blue, right? Let's look at a color. More so this way. In the darker blue, those are like freeze advisories. So you guys just kind of watch. So the light blue is freeze watches. The dark blue is freeze advisories, and then the purples is freeze warnings. And the freeze advisories extend this to like 3 counties in North Carolina. Looks like might get extended more so this way near Winston-Salem, but who knows? As that cold front works through, explains why most of these states are dealing with windy conditions. And then we have a flood watch all the way up here in Washington State along a few counties near the Canada border. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified each and every time I upload a new video. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh, first, before we get off here, I see there is look like flood advisories. Flood advisories in effect for this general region right here. So with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. It's a Runday out.